Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I will be showing you how I achieved this full and bouncy flare with crinoline for this mini ball gown. I have 5 yards of tulle fabric here. Then the waist of the child is 24 inches. Now 24 plus 2 inches for zipper, that is 26 inches. So because I want it to be gathered, I will multiply that by 2. That will give me about 52, but I approximated it to 50 inches. So 50 inches divided by 6.28, which means that we are going to cut a full flare, right? A full circular flare. So that is 8 inches, approximately. Now, I have my radius to be 8 inches. So the first length is going to be satin, and that will be 11 inches. Second length, which is going to be tulle, 14 inches. Third length, tulle as well, 17 inches. Then I'll also have some gathered tulles under so that it will be very full, and the length is going to be 17 inches, which is going to be about the same length as the third length. Okay, then I'll have a lining as well. The length is going to be 16. I'll cut half flare. Now, like I said earlier, I have 5 meters of fabric here. So what I did was to fold it into 2, so it comes this way. The length is 3 yards, I think. I folded it like this. So to get the length of what I am going to fold, I'll add 8 inches to 14, that is 22 inches, right? So I'll ensure that I have 22 inches. This is more than 22 inches like this. Then here I'll ensure I have 22 inches. Okay, this is 22. So from here, this corner, I'll measure 8 inches. And then 22 inches, which is going to be the full length. So the length of this tulle fabric is 3 yards, like I said earlier, and it was folded into 4. That means if I cut a 360-degree flare, just like what I'm cutting now, I'll be having 2 layers at once. So I can join it together at the side to form a 720-degree flare. So this is it. I have 2 layers of full flare. So I'll have to open it up by the side because of course the dress is going to have a zipper, right? So now I'm going to fold this fabric again. The length of the second layer is 17. So what I have to fold is 8 plus 17, that will be 25 inches, right? This is 25. Now I can place this on it to cut the radius. And then I'm going to cut a length of 25 inches. So this is what I have for the 2 layers of tulle. So it's going to be gathered, like I said. But if I attach the crinoline and I see it's not full enough, I'm going to cut more. Now for the tulle that I am going to gather under it, I can fold it this way. Then I'll cut 2 layers of 17 inches long. So looking at this, it's not going to be as full as I want. So I think I'm going to cut 4 of this. This is what I have left after cutting 2 layers of tulle and 4 layers of straight line, 2 layers of flare rather, and 4 layers of this. This is what I have left. It is less than a meter, so I'll keep that aside just in case I need to add more volume to the bottom. So for this, I am gathering the waist to 26 inches, which is the original waist of the child. What I'm going to do is to put these 2 together. I'll sew 2 together. I'll sew these 2 together and then I'll gather it to 26. So this is 1 layer for the straight part, okay? Then this one as well, I'll do the same. Gather it, no, sew together first. And then I'll gather it to 26 inches. Likewise, for this one, let me cut it. So I'll join these 2 together as well. This is the length of 17 inches, the longer length. I'll join it together here. Then I will add my crinoline. Here I have 25 meters of crinoline, like 25 yards, right? So I'll attach it to the bottom. But before I do this, I also want to cut out the satin. So for the satin, I want the length to be 11 inches. Let's use about 6 inches as the radius. So the length, total length of what I must have is 6 inches plus 11. That is 17. Here I have 18 inches. I don't want to waste my fabric. So now I can do 6 and 6 plus 11. 17. I'll open it up as well. Okay, so I have all my layers, all the bottom layers, except for the lining, which I'll cut later. So here's my crinoline. I have the hard one. This is 5 centimeters wide. So looking at the first layer of tulle, I have sewn it here and then I trimmed off the excess. And after sewing it together, this becomes the wrong side, the side with the seam, right? So to attach the crinoline, I need to close up the beginning of the tulle of the crinoline. I'll use my tool to close it up. So I can trim off the excess here. Okay, so I have my crinoline ready for use. Now to the tulle. Now I can place it this way on the right side, and then I'll sew with a 0.25 inch all around. Remember, do not pull your crinoline when you're sewing. Just sew. You can guide it, but don't pull it. So guys, after sewing on the right side of the fabric, then you fold it to the wrong side like this, and then you press it. By pressing it, it will be easy for you to stitch on it. All right, it is going to stay down, lay flat. So this is what I'm going to do all through for the 3 layers of tulle. Now for the satin, this is what I want to do, because the satin is going to be on top. It's going to be the first layer, and I do not want any wrinkles after sewing. All right, now I am going to put this hemming glue in between the wrong side of the satin fabric and the crinoline net, and I'm going to press it down. Okay, so looking at this, the hemming glue is not reaching the edge because I'm going to sew on the edge. You see? So it's just to keep it down for me to sew. I'll iron the crinoline all around, okay, and then I'll sew on top. So far, this is what I have. Remember I said I was going to use 2 layers, but later I felt that I wanted it to be fuller, and then I used one of the straight tulle that I cut. I put crinoline, and then I have this. So I have 3 layers and 1 layer of satin. Everything has crinoline. Then I joined it at the waist, and I gathered it like this. So after gathering, what I did was just to iron this part, so at least it can come down a little, right? So it can be flat and it will be easy to attach. So this is what it looks like. You see how full it is, and it is for a 5-year-old. Okay, now to the lining. Remember I said I was going to cut half flare of lining. This is my radius and this is the length, so I'll cut this. This is the last layer of tulle. This is the straight one. I have gathered it. So after cutting this, I will be attaching this to this at the waist. Okay, so this is what I have for this. Now I'll be attaching this to this at the waist. So this will go together as the lining, and this will go together separately. Okay, so after doing this, after attaching this to this, I will show you how to cut the bodies.